Dan selamat datang kembali kepada To Your One and Only Horror Cosplay
Hello
Podcast.
everybody. Selamat.
What's good? Kita adalah KYL
Podcast.
dan kita bertemu lagi Kita bertemu lagi di lagi satu episod. Dan sebelum kita bermula nama saya Aiman Haikal.
Nama saya Danishka.
Nama saya Sofika.
What's good?
Alright.
Sekarang hari ni kita ada siapa ni?
Hari ni kita ada couple yang sangat branding yang sangat kuat
Kuat. Tapi dong bukan cosplay juga macam dulu
Asal tak cosplay sih?
Tak apalah. Kesan pula nanti kita
Faham.
Ya, tapi apa khabar? Okay, semua okay?
Okay.
Muka okey ya?
Okay.
Muka
Seram,
okey?
seram tak muka?
Okay.
Nampak cute juga.
Cute juga. Alamak. Makcik bawang
Faham. Okay, dan as always lah, selamat datang kembali kepada KYL Podcast.
What's up?
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
My name is Yanto.
My name is Farah.
Kita daripada Outsidein podcast.
Of course.
Nice.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. The first time kita nampak diorang, kau ingat tak Nish?
Ya, Pop Connect kan?
Connect.
Yes.
When was it? This year?
This
year juga,
April, March
Yeah.
But this episode come out last year lah.
Faham. Dia juga pandai dia.
But how's Pop Connect for you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, Pod Connect. I think to us, because we technically when we were invited for Pod Connect, I think kita pun masih baru juga in the industry, but one year plus or so. So I think we get to meet all the different kind of podcasts. Get to meet you guys as well. The first time, that was when. But somehow or other, Farah already know about KYL podcast before that.
Oh yeah. I remember I was tengah ambil makan. Then you guys sebelah. Then macam, alamak nak tegur ke tak? Macam kau kenal ke tak?
Pasal kita masih new kan?
Kita baru debut lah. Yeah.
Actually saw your videos yang korang macam inilah. Makeup kan. Orang kata, dia ni wow, all out production pun not bad.
The makeup artist kat sini juga.
We from KYL Podcast. Congrats for number 1. Habis Farah was like, oh KYL yang ni.
I do remember doing that.
Because you forgot the word cosplay. Yeah. So, but I think to answer your question, I think bila Pod Connect tu kita rasa we were quite overwhelmed. In the sense pasal kita masih baru kan. We still very young. Then we see so many podcast. Kita rasa takut juga.
Faham.
And then Abang Osman asked us to actually speak in front of everybody. Kita macam betul ke nak kita berbual? There are like so many big podcasters there, like Copperheart, Books, and then but Alhamdulillah, that is an opportunity for us to meet everyone, and we feel very blessed to be invited there.
Yeah. It was also very, because I'm an introverted person, right? He's the extroverted one. So macam all these kind of social punya gatherings, I'm a bit macam overwhelmed a bit lah. But it's nice. It's nice to see the industry all in one place, you know? Mana lagi nak dapat kan?
But if you guys will remember, right, when we were up front tengah berbual, she was at the corner. She because that is how afraid she is to be in front of people. Tapi kita podcasters, kita berbual dengan orang. But because in terms of public appearance, she hasn't had much exposure yet. So naturally for me, I'm very used to being
dah biasa lah.
But so I know there's at the stage where to stand. That for her, she's like, I was like, aku ni suami kau ni. She then I asked her to come closer. Then she okay. But it was an experience for us, first time speaking as husband and wife for this. And then that was first public event kan. So but Alhamdulillah, she actually held her ground very well.
Farah actually speak very well.
InsyaAllah.
I didn't felt like you were nervous. Serious.
Bagus tu.
I was like, damn. Husband and wife, bagus.
Actually, how long you guys been together? Husband and wife?
Wah, been together. Been married?
Yeah, married.
Married 4 years, together for 6 years.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
I mean, of course, it's to be honest, kita punya chemistry, I feel is Alhamdulillah. But of course, tak terfikir lah nak buat podcast. Alhamdulillah. So I think for even though kita, I mean, the reason behind, I mean, if you were to talk about being outside in we feel that we want to be the bridge between the younger generation of married couples dan orang yang macam kita pun technically still new in the wedding scene, the marriage scene, because they always say 5 years is the first 5 years is the honeymoon period, where you really are going to be tested after the 5 years. So I feel that with Outsidein, Alhamdulillah, we can be the bridge between those who are those are newly married couples, and then with the people who are experienced in marriage, kids and all that. So
That's an advice for Haikal to take lah. Pasal dia nak kahwin next 2 years time.
Memang aku tengok korang main podcast lah. Aku take notes lah. Bila nampak je, okay, ni tulis ni, tak boleh buat ni, kena buat ni. Taking notes.
itu tunangnya.
Ya, dia tunang saya lah. Backlist kita jugalah.
She's a big fan, by the way.
Patutlah dewasa dah cuma lama.
She took off for this lah.
Thank you so much.
Kerja apa? Kita
Tak ada shift.
But okay, so kita nak touch on korang punya macam childhood. How was your childhood? Maybe for Farah dulu.
Tak pernah ditanya
I like this.
Childhood. Okay, the thing about me that I told this to Yan before. My childhood macam very samar-samar.
Okay.
I
Apa tu
don't.
sama-sama?
Alamak.
Sama-sama dah.
Dapat save face lah.
Sama-sama tu macam blurry lah. Yeah, I can't remember a lot of things. I don't know if it's normal. Is it normal? Do you guys remember your childhood?
I do. The
I
bad
don't
parts.
Yeah, for the most part, I don't really remember my childhood, which is sad. But my childhood was basically, I would say my family is a very tight-knit family.
Okay.
And when I was younger lah, my extended relatives also were close to me. So it's the kind yang every weekend, maybe on Sundays, ada ustaz datang my house, then all the relatives come over.
Gather macam gitu.
Yeah, it's like every week.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a very tight-knit family. I'm the last daughter. I have 2 other older sisters.
Okay.
Yes, and we have a huge age gap lah.
Okay.
11 and 12 years old.
Okay.
Tahu tu jarak tu.
So I am 29. My sister dah nak masuk 40 lah.
Wow.
Different generation lah.
Yes. So I think growing up I was closer to my second sister lah. My first sister macam don't talk to me lah. Dia macam dah besar kan. Dah kerja apa
kakak-kakak
semua.
lah.
But is it true macam kalau the youngest for a daughter youngest is the most pampered?
Oh yes.
Siapa tu cakap yes? I would say it's not all maybe, but for me yes lah. Yeah, I think I'm very sheltered. I have very protective sisters and parents. So I'm quite. I dimanjakan lah, I would say. Because also the age gap is quite big, right? So when you ask my sisters and when you ask me, the answers are very different. When you ask my sister how is their childhood, right? They will say macam, oh, my mom is like the military mom. Very strict and like, have a lot of restrictions. I also have restrictions, but not as much as them lah. Yeah, I macam surprise tiba-tiba after 12 years. After 12 years kan.
Accidental.
Tidak di plan.
Interesting.
Tak sabar ni semua.
Tak pasal kita punya first big guest ni.
Betul.
Kita gementar sikit. Tapi I want to ask, because banyak sisters kan your family, ada tak macam tersalah anggap ke any macam isu yang macam memory yang maybe like you tak boleh lupakan ke, happy memories maybe?
I think memories wise, okay, because like I said, I'm very close with my second sister, right? So the memories I have with her is that when I was in primary school, dia dah kerja nurse. So she works shift lah, ada morning shift and night shift. So every night shift, she will come back, she will rent a DVD, she will buy Long John Silver punya breakfast, and she will bring home and eat and watch with me.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
So I remember macam she rented Princess Diaries lah, and watch those kind of, so that was the kind of relationship that I had with my second sister. But with my first sister, it's like,
Macam mana tu?
kau, macam mana lah? Dia macam panas baran sikit lah.
Pasal diorang dah besar, then nak kena jaga budak kecil, malas lah.
But I remember my first sister, bila dia, I think that time dia dah tunang. And then even then she had to bring me, sebab dia nak keluar dating dengan tunang dia, she had to bring me along. Dan dia macam lama. So maybe that's why.
Okay.
So
Dah habis projek dia.
But I would say last time I wasn't close with my first sister, but now dia punya relationship tu become better and better lah. Now we are both adults and like I can seek advice from her. She dah tak padas-padas sangat ah. Semenjak dah kahwin dia dah tone down lebih.
Dah relax.
Faham. Masa dah sampai. Salah pula. Tak elok pula cakap gitu. Tapi faham.
Memang
Lanjutkan Haikal.
Habis Yan pula macam mana? How was your childhood?
My childhood very colourful.
Colourful? Why?
I was in primary school. I was bullied quite a bit because I was on the bigger side.
Primary school.
Primary school.
Primary school kat mana tu? Dia tanya tak?
West side.
West
Sekolah pun dah tutup.
dah tak ada.
Dah merge
Dah merge. So I think I still remember being, because I wanted friends, and being the fat kid, so macam tak ada kawan.
Faham.
In secondary school, I became the bully.
Understand.
But not so much of a bully to the point that I always go to principal's office ke apa tak lah. Just like nakal case tak buat homework, and then
macam he can get away with it because he looks macam nice,
Decent, right?
Tapi dia lah yang bully.
Kira cunning kau
Imagine aku Sec 1, Sec 2, Sec 1, Sec 3, Sec 4, I was the class monitor. But I don't do shit.
Macam mana tu?
Because of the popularity in a sense lah. In a sense pasal everyone macam anything also, yang tu become monitor. So
you kan macam kepala besar.
Lomo. Abang Long.
Hitman lah.
But in terms of the education wise, I the type that always copy homework.
I see.
Datang sekolah pagi-pagi, shit got homework ah. Romi copy.
Understand.
I'm never the studious type, but I think it's always music, it's always soccer, and lepak members play.
Kau very Malay
Malay. Standard Malay lah. You see Malay, you see me gitu.
Nakal.
I was fitting the stereotype lah.
Respectfully lah.
But Alhamdulillah, I think I didn't fail my exams too badly.
That's good.
I passed and managed to go to JC. But JC was my flop lah.
Why?
I retained my first year because sama juga play too much. But my retained year, I did very well. So I got promoted. Then I flop again. So when it comes to education part, I'm not the type to sit down and study. And the funny story is, I wanted to go polytechnic so badly. But my mom was like, Abang, back then. I think our generation Abang, you go JC, I'll buy for you iPod. iPod classic. 30 gig, 300 plus. Then I was like, iPod, I go JC. Bodoh. But yeah, it was a big mistake for me on my part. But I think Alhamdulillah, the journey that I went through, from primary school, the experiences, all the way sampai, I think even up till now I'm still learning, But I feel that, growing up, all these experiences shaped me to be who I am today, to be more of a street smart person. Not so much of a studious person, because I been okay lah. I love maths. But my maths until there only lah. But I think in terms of the experiences with friends,
easily influenced.
Easily,
How easily? Ni kira macam malam-malam tona.
I'm the type that my mum dah malas nak layan. If she ask me where am I say, I'm at my first place. Okay, don't go back too late.
At a secondary school age.
Yeah, secondary school okay, not so bad. But JC is when I was worse. Went to parties and shit.
Party
House party. Okay. Oh shit. I said it. But yeah, I mean, when in JC, that's when I explored my options of what type of friends that I was meeting. The good people, the bad people. So that showed me a side that I probably wouldn't have imagined myself to be in. The nightlife punya scene lah. But in JC was when I figured out that I'm the kind of person that really likes to mingle with people. to really mix and get to know people. I'm the sociable.
Very sociable.
Like to be exposed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I always my graduation year of JC was when I performed for quite a lot of occasions.
Okay.
Even I think one of the biggest performance was for Youth Olympic Games.
Oh.
Yeah. I did that. It's a Youth Olympic Games punya friendship camp.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So all the athletes from apa nama dia? Children athletes, not children lah. They're all big already, right? Youth athletes. Youth Olympic
right?
Games. So all the youth athletes were there. So we performed for them. So dah macam rockstar, Then it's like, I love this life.
Popularity lagi naik.
Bukan popular, the ego naik lah. Yeah, so generally that's how I was. And then, but of course, going through life as it is, growing up, I think a lot of ups and downs in my life.
I understand.
A lot lah. So
Example?
I mean, I met with an accident that almost killed me.
Why?
On motorbike accident lah.
Dangerous.
Dangerous. That one because I was doing NS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wanted to go home because I was rushing for a friend's performance. I rushed home, then I hit a motorbike. But the motorbike uncle okay. It's just that I managed to brake in time, but I flung.
What is scary.
Yeah, so the nurse, when she was cleaning me, she was like, "Oh, this one a bit more, you confirm cannot survive already." I was like, "Really?" I was like, I'm glad I'm alive.
Alhamdulillah, nasib tak ada apa-apa.
And that one also, before that, I think I went through putus tunang. A lot of shit lah.
Understand.
If all those didn't happen, I wouldn't know how to appreciate, especially my current wife lah.
Current wife, you want some more?
Current only wife. Only wife.
Plus 3 tu.
Masa to differentiate the putus tunang lah.
Kena faham.
Safe. You are safe.
Takut aku. Jadi aku pakai makeup juga.
But I realised that you both love singing. Farah pun boleh nyanyi. You have a cover out, right? So kalau you have a chance to debut as like with a producer, making a track for you guys, what kind of genre korang nak ambil?
Itulah.
What kind of style korang nak jadi?
Guess each other.
Okay.
Yes.
For you, saya ada R&B or ballad.
Okay.
I see ballad lah.
I see ballad. R&B also boleh jadi kan?
Boleh.
Ask her to do the runs macam I don't know how to, but she can do it lah.
Jangan sekarang.
Boleh cuba lah.
Dia suka Tori Kelly, apa lagi? All those kind of singers lah.
Understand.
She got a black soul.
Okay.
I think for him is either he will debut as an acoustic singer or maybe a band lah. Band. Rock band.
Linkin Park vibe.
Linkin Park.
Kinda.
You know that they're coming to Jakarta.
Oh really?
I was like, I try go.
Fanboy. Should go.
But aku nak tanya, I want to ask like because now they have a new lead singer. What do you think about it? Since you're a Linkin Park fan.
I had this conversation with a friend of mine because I am a diehard Chester fan. Because I get inspiration of singing from him. And all that, how he screams. When he passed away, I cried for weeks. So I thought that Linkin Park would cease to exist anymore. So when they suddenly come out with a new album release coming in November 15, last few weeks, and then they said that they have a new singer, and then I heard when I first heard it, I was like, no, I'm not going to listen to this song because I don't want to tarnish Chester's image.
I understand.
But I think after that, I was like, no, I love Linkin Park as a band. I grew up with them since primary school. So I was like, okay, let's give it a listen. So I shut off everything. I plugged in my earpiece and I played the song. That time you just released the that first single. What's the title of the single? Shit.
I know.
What is it?
Emptiness Machine. Emptiness Machine. So they released that single. So I played it for half an hour non-stop. Just to feel myself,
vibe,
to clear whatever negative images. That's me with music. I want to feel the music. So I did that. I'm like, actually this sounds good. It's not Linkin Park. It's a new Linkin Park. With the new singer. Siapa nama perempuan tu? Emily.
Entah mana tahu.
Di mana tahu ni?
Yeah, but definitely Mike Shinoda punya vision of Linkin Park is how it was back then. Because before Chester died, they started to do a lot more of pop music.
Okay.
Then now they're transitioning back to how Linkin Park was prior to that. Like,
Yes.
and I feel that it sounds a lot like Minutes to Midnight. Yeah. Oh, I'm like talking. Fanboy lah.
And the Emptiness Machine, I think because of the lyrics so he macam tengah menghayati kan. He was on the bike. He was listening to the song on repeat.
Wow, tapi best on the bike malam light ride dengan lagu Linkin Park.
And then when he came back, he was like, I almost kena langgar tadi. Kau dah macam emosi sangat kan?
I was like drowning myself in the song, you know. Feeling
deep lah tu
too deep.
Macam tu, happier song kan?
Yeah. So
Happier
I listen
song
to
when you
podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast safe. Ketawa je lah, laugh only lah.
Yeah, safe.
So that's me. When it comes to music, especially Linkin Park, I can go all night, man. Scary lah.
So you going to the Jakarta punya
I
concert?
don't know, because it's in February and I've never gone to Jakarta just for a concert. But the idea is that if they're going to Jakarta, they're probably going to come to Singapore. I feel
probably.
So I'm just going to wait it out.
Wait for the news.
Yeah, hopefully that they come.
Hopefully it will come soon lah.
Yeah, and then
So kena ada teman lah.
yeah, because so far by my group of friends, I don't see anyone who is like a big Linkin Park. Sorry, Linkin Park fan.
Season tu kita tak ada blip tadi.
Salah sebut. Minta maaf. I never maki-maki.
Faham.
So sorry guys.
First year lah.
Linkin Park fan. Yeah. So I mean, if anyone listening to this, if you're a big Linkin Park fan, you want to go with me, please let me know.
Boleh.
I need a friend.
I mean, I really like the Chester punya last album lah. I think I really like that.
Yeah,
Because very emo.
Yeah.
Yang album artwork yang dekat beach dengan anak dia.
Yes,
I really love it. So good ah.
Sedih.
I ran dekat park dengan lagu tu. Dengan the whole album. Memang menghayati lah. 2 pagi. Emo sikit lah.
Macam gini email makeup lah.
Memang feel.
2.4 mesti 8 minit punya.
Dulu. Sekarang feel
Sekarang
lah.
80 minit.
Sekarang tak boleh.
Sekarang tak lari pun.
Pakai kasut dah penat.
Dulu set phase kita buat benda dalam different phase in life I feel that we can create a different thing lah.
Yeah.
At different phases life that's a special thing.
Now we just create
Memories.
comfortable space for us to sleep lah. To do that lah, dah berumur kan. Buat banyak sangat penat.
Faham. Tapi speaking of that aku ada satu soalan nak tanya korang ni. Aku quite curious because considering that korang work together hand in hand kan. So aku nak tahu macam mana korang like kekalkan the vibe bila buat kerjasama. Especially like pasal bila korang tengah kerja tu kira dah macam colleagues mode. And then how do you like just end it and then hit to bed?
Right.
Macam korang like clear the air lah.
I mean, okay, you need to understand in every working environment there will always be arguments.
Yeah, that's why.
So now the difficulty for us is, are you going to argue as husband and wife? Are you going to argue as colleagues? Yeah. So it gets quite tough for us to blur the lines between work and relationship. But alhamdulillah, because okay, maybe to just share a bit is more of a bit more of when for us when we very clear tangkap
First time hiccup dekat mic. Viral.
Kau tak terkeluar.
Okay. So for us when it comes to recording, because prior to our guests coming over, we always have discussions and all that, and we'll tend to have arguments once in a while. It's normal. Just that for us is we tend to understand the need for us to argue, but at the same time the need for us to argue healthily. Right? So with all the different guests that we have, counselors and whatnot, when they come and they share their stories, right? It serves as a reminder for us.
Okay.
Every time. So let's say we argue before an episode, before a recording. So when the guests come, we turn on to professional mode. We talk as per normal, record as per normal. So when they leave, that's where we unwind. We sit down and we do our debrief. So we always talk. You always feel better after the recording because new inputs coming in, new a lot of inspiration and whatnot. So we tend to sit down and say, okay, just now we argued about this. Shall we talk about it now? So we always ensure that we have proper conversations of whatever arguments that we had before that.
Oh, very politically correct answer.
But that's what we do. Right?
Very PR answer tau. Very PR.
That's why it's me lah.
And you can see lah who's the PR representative.
But I think for me, it's the struggle is real lah sometimes because like you mentioned, right, macam colleagues and then husband and wife.
Yeah, correct.
Sometimes the lines get very blurry.
Yeah.
Like for example, especially when in stressful situations, right? For context, I'm the one who edits. I'm the one who do most of what you see lah.
The content lah.
Yeah, for Outsidein. But then Yan, because he doesn't have the skills, right? His skills is macam PR and talking to people.
Soft skills.
Understand.
So then at the same time, that is professionally, but at home, like he does a lot of the chores at home, he masak and things like that.
Oh, boleh masak
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Best dish. What's the best dish?
Best dish.
Favorite.
Wife my favourite lah. Wife my favourite.
favorite.
Yeah, see, I like your chicken noodles.
Oh.
Chicken noodle.
Chinese chicken
Chinese chicken noodle. Tu penat nak buat.
Boleh masak lauk Melayu ke apa?
Boleh.
Lemak cili padi semua boleh lah?
Boleh.
Asam pedas boleh?
Asam pedas is very hard, but I ever cook once. Cuma I don't really fancy cooking fish at home. It's smelly.
Angin.
Leceh sikit.
Okay.
So when that kind of situation happens, for example, I macam tengah stress kan. Usually when you're stressed, you cannot think straight. Right?
Yeah,
So
correct.
sometimes I will feel macam, kenapa aku je nak kena buat like every time I have to do. And then on his side macam the chores kan, macam kenapa aku semua yang kena buat. So the struggle is real sometimes. So that's why it's important to macam sit down and like hash it out lah. Macam how to
Cliche communication lah.
communication lah.
It's very cliche.
Yeah, very cliche.
Because if you keep this kind of
Resentment.
feelings and
It will turn into resentment.
yeah, it's not going to be good for the
I think
podcast
it's
and our relationship.
I would say that because we are talking about marriages and
Yeah,
families
that's
all
why,
the
that's
time.
why.
So we have to practice what we preach. So alhamdulillah, when we revisit our episodes and whatnot, certain things that we pick out and then we'll discuss it like off cast. So we'll talk about it. Hey, did she say this? She say that. What can we learn from it? So that's what we do. And then we're like, okay, we need to be like that. We can get this kind of advices from these people. So I feel that when we do that, I feel we hope in hopes that people who listen to the episode will do the same in terms of better their relationship with each other lah. But for us, I feel that every relationship is unique.
Yeah, of
And
course.
for us, I think what I feel alhamdulillah we've been doing well is that we complement each other.
Wow.
Like what she mentioned just now, she cannot. She does all the editing. So what I do is I make sure that the editing goes smoothly for her. As much as possible. If I remember lah. And for me pula, and she say I do all the house chores, right? So what she does is she makes my house chore journey a smoother one. We support each other.
There's a lot of like positive reinforcement also lah.
So which I feel is it helps when it comes to working relationship because they always say you should never work with your wife because of whatever reasons lah. But I feel that I would not want to work with anyone else but my wife. That's what I feel.
Amazing.
Cute.
No, it's not politically correct. It's very
moment lah.
Genuine lah.
yeah. Because, alhamdulillah, for the past almost 2 years that we've been doing Outsidein, I think I would say 70% is more of learning, 30% is the squabbles. Yeah. So, but this 30% is something that we always take some lessons from it. We never go a day without trying to learn something.
Okay.
Yeah, misal lifelong learning lah Singapore ni motto kan.
Ya, faham.
So give skills future, right?
But korang pernah rasa nak give up tak?
I give up
Yeah.
I would say in the
Give up in
beginning.
the sense where podcast lah, entertainment. Yeah.
I mean it's tiring lah. Lagi korang as partners, there's a lot to juggle.
Yeah.
Commitments here and there.
Definitely.
I think for me personally, the first year and a half was amazing lah. Kita punya numbers was like going up, right?
Yeah.
But there was this one point of time that we kind of hit like a wall. Then our numbers macam become stagnant and things like that. And then at that point of time also there were a lot of new other podcasts that comes into the industry, and I feel like they apa ni?
Senang kata dia wobble lah.
I wobble lah. Senang kata I wobble lah. So macam alamak gitu.
Dah gabra ni.
Dah gabra. So I did consider. But at the same time, I feel like there is still a lot of untapped market for us out there.
Yeah.
Betul.
We can branch out even more, expand even more. Maybe podcast won't be our main source of income.
Yeah.
Maybe it can be like a side.
Yeah.
Then we venture into others lah. Because marriage, we can talk about weddings, can talk about
Correct.
marriage costs, or
Parenting, children.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
So it did cross my mind, but I feel like now I have the resolve lah. Macam no, we can
Bangkit
do more.
semula
Bangkit
Cakap
semula.
wobble
Wobble sekejap tu dah.
Kadang-kadang memang kena wobble dulu tau. Kena realise sikit.
Correct.
Then baru
Ground
bounce.
ourselves.
If not, we will get complacent.
Correct.
Tapi at that point in time when you want to give up, is it like really last straw ke macam ni boleh make it ke?
I would say it comes with a lot of burnouts. Because she does it on a daily basis, her editing and whatnot. So burnout, and then this kind of factors coming in, the numbers and whatnot, and then certain like for a good period of time, the views on even our short form videos were not really reaching how it was previously. So it's like, what is going on with the algorithm?
But that's normal also, right?
It's normal, Which for us, because we are not content creators initially, kan?
Okay,
So we were like, what is going on? So and then we consulted quite a few of other content creators, like, is this normal? Say, yeah, it's normal. You just need to find something to boost it up a bit. And then of course, when it comes to juggling work, because I'm still working full time in the day, right? So juggling my time, juggling juggling Outsidein with Farah. So it comes to a point where we like, penat lah. We're really very tired. To a point that there was even one period where we decided, okay, we need to take a break from the recording. Let's just not record and tell people this week no episode. Cannot. Okay, let's do it. But because coupled with sponsors punya apa nama dia, deliverables, right? We need to give episodes. So we cannot skip. So when we can, we try.
Okay.
Sometimes when we like macam we have problems, not problems lah, I would say like we
Challenges.
argue and challenges in our marriage, right? It will spill into the podcast also. So when that happens, it becomes a challenge lah. Ada kita pernah bergaduh sebelum guest datang.
Like literally 5 minutes before they arrive. We were like,
Verbal lah.
but kita tak pekik. Buat kita gaduh, kita tak pekik. Just like, but why? Intense.
Intense
But it's supposed to be like that, what? No. But never shout lah. Dah gitu saya. Then don't kat bawah. We settle after the show. Hi, it happens like that. But for us to say, I think Farah has invested quite a bit for Outsidein. So for us to totally give it up, I feel it's going to be a waste.
Sayang.
And but we still remember strongly what some of my friends have said, that the moment the reason why we build Outsidein is because we want to give back to the community. And people are looking for us for inspiration, people commenting and whatnot. And then we use it as our motivation to continue pursuing what we are doing right now lah. Inshallah, if the numbers don't grow as much, we know that those who are looking at our videos are the ones that are meant to see. So we try to husnuzon, we tawakal, then we continue with doing what we feel is right for.
Do what you do lah.
Dalam sini, I think we really kena tawakal lah. A lot of tawakal. And I think the first I can't remember which shots yang pop up on my FYP tapi that shot I saw so many Malaysian people coming in. I think that's a very strong macam branding lah. In Singapore, a lot came in and I'm like, wow. So macam I saw some comment macam kenapa Malaysia tak ada benda gini, husband and wife punya kan. So I was like, damn, you all hit it really well lah.
Good job.
Alhamdulillah. But I think to write on that, I think alhamdulillah kita punya Malaysian listeners are quite a big number.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, to a point that whenever we go TikTok live, they were like, I'm from Malaysia. It's like,
Wow, that's nice lah.
One even DM us like, when you come to JB, come to my store. I'm gonna give. I want to belanja you makan. I was like, oh wow. Like,
Maybe tu nak marketing juga kot.
Free food, free marketing. But I think we are very grateful for that, because I feel that like we mentioned earlier on, Farah is an introvert. She has never imagined herself to be talking to people and and all that.
Socializing and all that.
So then I reminded her. Then we reminded each other, like when the numbers are not certain type. But when we look at the numbers, it's, for example, like maybe 10,000. Then it was like, sikit, because we used to get higher numbers, for example.
Yeah.
And then I told her, okay, imagine 10,000 people in front of you. Is that a lot or not?
Oh, that's a nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Even 5,000 is a lot.
It is.
So it kind of changed our perspective a bit. Not to worry too much about the numbers, as long as we are putting out content that is beneficial and people can learn.
Yeah, I think I came to that realization lah, because when we first, kadang-kadang it's hard not to think about numbers when you are in this industry, right? Because you want your podcast to grow, and the only way to do that is social media.
Correct.
Like reach, right?
Yeah.
That's the way you get people interested. So when the numbers, when you, I realised lah, for me, when makin lama in this podcast industry kan, I dah gila numbers lah kira. So I realised at that point of time, macam like what he said, it's not, I wouldn't cakap
Ke mana tu? Cuba tolong sikit.
Apa?
It's like I realised that I was doing it for the numbers lah. Instead of like what he said,
Macam
the beneficial content.
niat kita ke lain
Correct.
Pesong sikit.
Terlalu khusyuk lah.
Betul.
That happens lah.
That happens kan.
Because I mean, truth be told, the numbers are actually our portfolio. For
Of course lah, yeah.
sponsors and whatnot.
Yeah.
But so if we don't get a certain good numbers, it might affect, relationship with sponsors and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we always we need to always jatuhkan kepada niat kita lah, like to ensure that what we are doing is not for fame, but for the betterment of the community.
Yeah.
I think but that time when we had a recording with LG, Zah was mentioning things like, Zah was reminding us that, okay, this is really something that you need to be thinking about, because this is your income after all.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, we agree lah. But of course, hopefully we can blend the niat and the numbers together lah.
Yeah.
Hand in hand lah.
And that's the best part. But we don't get the best of everything all the time lah. Not every day Sunday,
Faham.
Tapi speaking of OLG
Apa dia?
kita tak sempat nak pergi kat sana we were big fans. We were wanted to like satu hari maybe kita boleh dijemput ke sana, tapi dah tutup pula.
Tapi korang kan pernah pergi ke sana juga kan?
Dengan Malaster
Oh benar?
Pernah
Cepat buat.
Maaf.
That was a few years ago.
A few years ago. Yeah.
Actually aku nak tanya apa? Pasal aku tengok ada tadi korang berbual lah, macam chemistry korang kan, it's like a solid 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course.
It's like very wow, yeah, like that lah, like brother.
Laki bini apa?
Faham ya. Tapi it boils down to apa aku nak tanya tau.
Okay.
Aku nak tahu macam mana korang punya kehidupan love life bila masa dating. Yeah, like when you were at the stage of building this chemistry.
Right.
How was it back then?
I would say
Wow, it was a journey.
Oh, is it? Jadi macam mana tu?
How you met her actually?
Moose match.
Okay.
But then she never swipe right lah.
Why?
Then you buy the subscription to like Boost Super Light.
Faham je lah.
Dah biasa ke?
Masih single. Okay.
Tips. I will give you tips. Don't put your old photos, because that's what I did for my moose match. That's why she never swipe.
Boleh nampak dia macam 2015
Pixelated
punya.
gitu lah.
Macam dekat Instagram ada Sephia kan, that filter. Start and shop.
So, but then she put her profile in, with the description ada, to know me more, find me on Instagram. I was like, this girl is, she's a musician and one. I was like, okay, I find her on Instagram. I added her. She accept. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
From there lah. Then
That's how it started lah.
But during our dating phase, to be honest, we only are allowed to meet once a month. Yeah, we meet once a month.
My mum is that strict. Yeah.
Anak yang last kan.
Allah, kau ni pun. So macam mana korang balance that?
Yeah.
Like I mean obviously for guys macam
Nak attention kan.
nak pergi dating kan.
I feel that because our connection prior to us meeting for the first time, we conversed quite well on back then was Telegram lah. Because, tak nak kasih number kan, takut scam kan. So we contacted through Telegram. And then kita macam, the conversation that we had was very wholesome. We don't macam berbual, hari ni makan apa. It really
conversation.
we had a lot of deep conversation. Yeah. In the beginning of our
Aku had that in my head.
In the beginning of the relationship, we learn more about each other very deeply.
Okay.
That the conversations were very weighted, and that kind of cements kita punya type of relationship.
Instant click
Instant click.
Alhamdulillah.
So, Alhamdulillah. It was really, I mean, we first started off talking about music because in the DP I was holding a guitar. And then I was scrolling her video, she was singing. And I was like, "Caib,
Same music interest
So we conversed very, very well, Alhamdulillah. Then I think
My thing is we moved on. Of course, macam cakap dah macam I love you, you love me gitu kan. All these like rainbows. But we had a few macam arguments also lah.
Ada down juga.
Yeah, because I think in retrospect how I was is that if I am not happy or kalau I tak suka something, I will keep quiet. Yeah, and that put a lot of strain on our relationship.
and I'm the type. Tell me.
So there was a lot of times that we fought over that. Yeah, but then that's how I learned. I realized that it's not working for my relationship, because what it is that you are shaped by your experiences, right? And what you see. So for me, it really was how I saw my parents communicate. My parents ni, my mother especially, she will always say, kalau marah, diam.
Hence why you.
So I took it literally lah. And I
Diam
also
rabak ni. Ni ada suara ke tak?
I also saw how my mum, kalau dia marah, she will kurung herself in her room and not talk, that kind of thing. So I grew up with that. So that's how I know, that's all I knew lah. So going into the relationship with him, I brought that with me. But then I realised macam it's not working. So I had to learn how to express myself.
Learn, relearn.
So it wasn't all smooth sailing. Of course.
But definitely, I would say that, in every relationship, there will always be two different individuals. Right? You both lived a different life growing up, and she's how she is, terkurung and whatnot. I pula, wild and
very exposed lah.
Wild and free.
And my parents before they split also, their kind of conversation is very toxic as well. A lot of gaduh, and the punya gaduh is pekik-pekik. So that's how I know how to gaduh. Her pula dia diam. So I will be like, it becomes like chicken and duck.
Nothing happens lah. Because you
nothing happens. So we know each other for 6 months and then we got engaged.
After 6 months.
After 6 months. Because the mum was saying dah nak raya, dah nak puasa. So I think tak manis kalau kita dating tapi tak ada ikatan.
Faham.
So we got engaged and then we got married at 1 and a half years later. So throughout this whole process, I would say that
we learned a lot
we learned
each other.
a huge amount of things, which kind of inspired her to create Outsidein also. Because of the conversation, like I mentioned from the start, we had deep conversations. So because of that, it becomes something that is constant even up to today, insyaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I mean not as frequent because we are doing podcast. Kita punya deep conversation dekat podcast kan. So kita punya pillow talk, betul-betul pillow talk kat atas katil, just like besok nak buat apa lah.
Kosong lah.
It becomes a work talk also. Like besok punya event, besok punya ni, a lot of things like that. So if you feel that this is a reminder for us also, because the journey is not easy, and it's never going to be easy because Allah will always cabar us, always test us to constantly be on our toes lah.
Understand.
I think I want to say something, but it might sound controversial.
Kenapa?
I'm just gonna say it.
Kita boleh cancel.
Kita nak viral.
Apa nanti I will cut.
Tak ada, aku nak viral. Cakap.
It's basically what I learned from my relationship lah. I will just say it from my point of view. I feel like there is a lot of things macam in social media, a lot of videos saying that men should be like this, men should be like that. But there's not a lot teaching. I won't say teach, but macam talking about women also. It's like a lot of like you should treat your woman like this. If you don't treat your woman like this, you are not a good guy, something like that. But there's not a lot of videos out there about women in that light. So that's why we always macam going into relationship, right? We have this mindset that he has to please me, but it's actually not the way. Right, in a marriage especially, you're supposed to
Please each other lah.
You're supposed to please each other. You're supposed to,
Jaga hati.
meet apa? Your need. What's your need? I meet your need.
Itu dia tengah cari. Itu dia nampak. Terkejut-joget.
It's macam I realised that even during our dating punya period, because a lot of videos macam gini-gini kan. So my mindset is macam I'm right. Whatever I say is right.
Yeah,
She has to come up to my standard. That
There's
kind of
always
thing.
that saying about woman is always right. If the woman is wrong, refer back to number one. Woman is always right.
Yeah, correct.
That was a saying. Because
Yeah.
it is what it is. Our society nowadays is like that.
Yeah. But we both have flaws.
Yes.
And so it's up to us lah. It's easy to take whatever you see on social media, but if it doesn't work for your relationship, then I think you should mold it in a way that benefits the relationship lah.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever works for you, you don't have to
Advice
follow
for you.
people.
Taking notes.
I'm also taking notes about this year's my first year ada mantai.
Oh,
At 30, it's my first girlfriend. So it's kind of like a culture shock. But
Culture shock.
I didn't know okay, macam mana ni? I don't know. So
Do they need to change diapers?
a lot of things a lot of things I need to learn lah.
interesting.
I would be interested to know.
I think
I'm
I
quite a deep
remember
person lah.
that one time we were out for a drive lah. Then he was just expressing himself like, aku tak tahu relationship macam gini. Banyaknya nak pergi.
Alamak, dia aku kena dekat ni. A lot of things I had to learn lah. So it's quite hard for me lah. Yeah.
But I think getting into a relationship at the age of 30 is actually quite good. Because you're more matured, you're already working.
But I feel like my mind is still at 20.
We all wish that. Our body is not allowing us.
But anyway, I want to ask, ada satu soalan yang I want to ask. Okay, maybe some of your fans yang tengah dengar sekarang would want to know. Let's say Outsidein ada live show in 2025.
Oh, wow.
Apa cara, apa versi, apa style tengok yang korang akan ada? What are you guys planning to do? Like maybe a little insiders lah, maybe insights.
Okay.
Kalau kita buat live show kan,
Kalau lah.
What kind of style?
the vision I have is not so much of entertainment macam music, singing. Ada maybe, but more of I would say acting. Acting
skits
involved. Yeah, skits.
Yeah, because truth be told, we are not entertainers, kan? Kita, I mean, we don't do.
Entertaining tau.
I think you guys are giving macam counselor.
Yeah. Like maybe like a seminar kind of thing.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Maybe that's our target lah.
Pegang-pegang. Okay, silakan.
Maafkan kami.
Yeah, it's okay. Generally, we feel that it's more towards a nourishment kind of live show per se. That you come and then you want our idea is probably when you leave the venue, like that was a good talk. That was a good event. For example, you don't just leave feeling kelakar apa. We want to add. The idea of Outsidein is we always want to value add to people's lives.
Educate
whatever, in whatever things that we produce, because for us we feel that is our niat and our motto behind Outsidein also. So hopefully lah, if we do have a live show, insyaAllah doakan kita.
InsyaAllah.
Kita invited lah boleh.
I really want to have the acting punya skit punya part. Maybe dorang kan ada.
Kita boleh jadi hantu lah.
Boleh. Hantu number one. Tapi since korang cakap nak ada acting, nak buat skit semua, what kind of skit korang wanna do? Like a household punya situation ke, atau
Is it laki bini gaduh ke apa?
Asal tak masakkan air nasi?
Aku pun nak beli beras.
Aku boleh buat editing.
I think for me it's a variety lah. Maybe some comedy, maybe some a little bit more macam enlightening. Because I take a lot of inspiration from the submissions from our listeners. Some of their stories I bacakan macam ini sinetron ni.
Some of them really literally have an old essay typed out. Kita macam mana aku nak baca ni? Ni baca ni dah makan 10 minit dah.
Yeah, so some deep ones, some funny ones. Yeah. It's like a whole production lah. Maybe we can
Because for me, kalau if I'm visualizing korang punya live show, this is just me lah. I feel like korang boleh have a program where you guys have blind dates. And then making it into like, you know, mana tahu ada jodoh, you know.
Someone actually DM us that before. Yeah, they was like, korang buat ni event untuk matchmake.
Yeah.
Then kita macam, kalau kita boleh buat, insyaAllah. I mean, the fear of matchmaking or blind dates is, you know, takut later the person tak sukses, dia blame kita pula.
Maybe
apa kau ni lelaki kau bawa ni?
Maybe you guys can have like auditions dulu. Kira yang waras ni lah. Nanti masuk tak betul ni. Susah pula kan.
Masuk tengah mabuk-mabuk. Masalah juga.
Kau nak kahwin? Tak, aku nak kahwin. Kerja apa? Aku tak kerja pun.
Boleh cut.
Ada ciri-cirinya seorang muslimin yang baik.
masyaAllah.
Key pointers semua kena ada.
Maybe yang solat 3 waktu sini, yang solat 5 waktu sini.
Jangan macam tu.
But dia nak kena upgrade. So dia tengah istiqomah. So this one we need to find someone yang, you know, sama-sama istiqomah.
Same level lah.
I think to categorize them by that macam
Kita Pokemon.
Imagine korang collaborate dengan Musmatch
Dude, that could happen bro.
You know Bumble?
Yeah.
They reached out to us.
Wow.
Yeah, but because it's
Tapi
Bumble,
Macam bukan halal man.
kita macam Bumble way.
Wordplay.
So tak jadilah.
Faham.
Tapi lu nak collaborate macam mana? Like what? How do you Bumble dengan Outsidein? Like
Probably to promote their matchmaking services.
So
they wanted us.
cari jodoh, pergi Bumble.
Yeah. But then because it's like you said lah, dia bukan yang seram lah. I mean, even in Musmatch also people have.
Tak semua halal.
Tak semua. I was on Musmatch also before.
Me too. Yeah.
And then
Macam-macam orang dia.
Aku pernah berbual dengan this one person lah. I say person because it's the gender is different lah.
Faham.
Berbual lepas tu dah good conversation. Then
Dia call abang.
Tak dia one sentence I remember today. You okay tak keluar dengan transgender?
No.
Block. Nothing against the community. It's just that it's my preference.
Yeah, preference lah.
I am not okay with it. But
Are you open-minded tak?
Mesti ada.
Are you open-minded?
Tu the subtle way of saying you're horny lah.
I didn't see that coming.
It's not very surprise Okay, nampaknya masa pun dah tamat untuk kita punya part 1 ni kan. I think that's why I think memang quite interesting to know korang punya backstory here and there, korang punya love life here. So would want to hear more. And for part 2 kita pun ada horror juga. So untuk pendengar-pendengar KYL dengan penonton Outsidein ke, kalau korang nak tahu any horror story, korang standby untuk part 2 kita, okay? Dan jangan lupa untuk ikuti kami di laman sosial kita di Spotify, TikTok, Instagram @KYL Podcast. Dan kalau korang ada any topik, kisah-kisah yang nak kita cover, korang bolehlah DM kita ke Instagram over @KYL Podcast.
Dan jangan lupa untuk saksikan video kita yang di YouTube. Dan tolong smash the like button. KMX1.
Dan podcast ini dibawakan khas oleh penaja kami di KSK Diaries dan SG Kampung oleh Khalid Ismail. Kalau korang semua perlukan pre-wedding videographers atau photographers, korang boleh email mereka di kskdiaries@gmail.com. Kita hayal dan korang hayalan yang akan menjadi kenyataan satu hari nanti. Terima kasih.
Let's go. Sekian, salam semua. Jumpa lagi di part 2.
Let's go.
Peace.